Alright, so today I'm doing a Q&A. There's gonna be three different topics I'll be covering. One will just be normal questions, basic stuff, all that. The second topic will be Forsaken and Pillar Chase 2. The third one will be about Eternal Towers of Hell. I am obviously dressed up for this occasion. No more stalling, let's get to the questions. I'm your host, iwiIIstoprobIox, and this is my YouTube video. Well, I used to play a lot of anime fighting games back then. They were mostly all just JoJo's Bizarre Adventure type games, if anyone remembers those. I remember one of them, you would stab an arrow in yourself and you would get crazy fucking powers. That was really far back in the day, so Elite Ball, if you know what I'm referring to. I did also play a lot of Dragon Ball Z. I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z when I was little. And I did watch a bit of Jujutsu Kaisen. And yeah, good times. I don't know what aesthetic means. I'm assuming she's referring to what type of clothing style, what type of stuff I like. I just like more simple, casual clothing, stuff like that. I'm just wearing a blue shirt and blue jeans right now as we speak. So yeah. Okay, well, there's a lot of stuff I could name on this list. Honestly, there's only really one that stands out to me. I'm sure a bunch of you know I play Eternal Towers of Hell. It's kind of a thing I've been playing since for I think almost a year at this point, which sounds crazy. So when I was practicing for not Eternal Towers, when I was practicing for Citadel of laptop splitting back in January and February, I assumed it was going to be really easy. Spoiler alert, it was not easy in the slightest. That one time where I had fell down all the way and broke down, that was a 7-hour long run, so I spent most of my day trying to beat Citadel laptop splitting. And I think at one point I did get close to beating it, but then I just clip farmed or something, and yeah, so I took a mini break after that little incident, and then I began to practice again a few days after my break ended. And I mostly just practiced the floors I struggled the most with. And the thing was, the practice place for Eternal Towers of Hell, it's kind of outdated. So I was basically just practicing older floors instead of the new modern floors, but nonetheless, I did end up beating Citadel of laptop splitting a few days later on an almost 3-hour long run. Yeah, it was really tough. I think another thing that was really hard for me to do was get milestone 4 on Dusakar, in Forsaken, because a lot of the times you don't really get help from your teammates because, some people are just really fucking stupid. And, you have to use all of your abilities at a distance as Dusakar, and a lot of supports get, heavy targeted because, they don't want anyone helping the team. And then the Sentinels do nothing. Their survivalists just, dance in the corner and stuff. There's probably more, but that's the only ones I can really name at the moment. Alright, so for some of you who don't know, I've played Roblox since 2017. I think early 2017. Yeah, back in the day when Roblox would give you points, but I don't think anyone would actually do anything with said points. It's been almost, I would say, 10 years since then. I was like, I can't even remember how young I was. I remember my mom, she came in my room, she was so mad because she thought I downloaded like a million games. And I had to explain to her it was like all part of Roblox and stuff. But back to the first question, how's my perspective changed on Roblox over time? I'm not a fan of their newest updates. I feel like they're really ignoring a lot more important stuff. Like, these recent updates have just been filler, but they haven't actually helped the community. Like, name one time you've actually seen someone use like the quick chat feature. Probably no one, because, you know, me and my friends, we just use it for fun. I think modern Roblox, like, it's okay, but I don't think anything beats Roblox, like, because Roblox changed a lot during the, you know, pandemic, you know, because, you know, they started moving to, like, I guess more metaverse stuff, quote unquote. Because, you know, back then everyone was just playing Piggy and stuff, because, you know, during COVID no one could go outside, so that was the time, you know, a lot of people were just more active socially online. And nowadays, like, Roblox is just making shit updates, because I feel like this stuff has been happening since, like, I would say, like, it began in like 2023 when they were announcing this stuff, and then they like started doing it in 2024. Like, take this for example, like the dynamic faces, those did not need to exist at all, but they just said fuck it, we're doing it anyways. Like, absolutely nobody wanted this at all. Like, there's so many videos of people just hating on the dynamic faces because, like, you know, they were pretty fucking shit looking. Like, take the Goofy face, for example, the one that Flamingo uses. The teeth are literally on the bottom instead of, like, on the upper gums. And, there's many more which look horribly inaccurate. Like, even with the default smile, you could tell something was clearly wrong with it. That was one of the many updates I hated, other than them taking, like, away chat for, like, pretty much everyone. And then everyone had to do, like, an age verification, which, I mean, I don't see how this really helped anything. I feel like all of this could have been avoided if they just, like, I don't know. I feel like there was more they could have done, in my opinion. Very, very interesting. Like, longest streak on a game or app, that's kind of hard to think, because, you know, I don't really play games that much anymore. The only thing that's really, like, coming to mind right now is, like, I don't know if anyone knows this, but I play, like, FNAF AU. It's basically just FNAF AR, but on Roblox, because, you know, the real FNAF AR got taken down for some reason. I have, like, a streak of 23, I think. And basically, you have to do a bunch of, like, encounters in the game, and I did, like, 23 encounters, and, like, won all of them. But yeah, that's really all I can think of at the moment. It's kind of good, I guess, but I'm not addicted to it or anything. I guess. Because I can. I assume you're referring to my most recent posters. Like, usually when I don't have any ideas, I just want to go watch a bunch of YouTube videos, and then when I see something I like, I just do a video like that, because, you know, it inspires me to do something like that. You know, kind of like how Yub steals video ideas from people. Whenever I'm low on ideas, I just kind of go record random stuff, and that's how I make my videos. Yeah, that's that's about it. Actually, no. No. I'd say he's a pretty chill guy. You could almost say he's super cool. What? You guys are just trying to freak me out. I don't know who Genesis is. Look, I have something really big planned for Green Guy 234, but an ARG, I can't guarantee that. I have a serious plan for him, but I don't know. An ARG would require more. I mean, I do have plans for like ARG type content in the future, but like for Green Guy, I don't know. I don't think he's at that level where he quite deserves it just yet. But you know, keep your eyes peeled. Might change my mind. Alright, and that's all the questions without a category, I guess, to put them in. So now we're gonna be moving on to the Forsaken questions. Yeah, let's go. Alright, so a long, and I mean a long time ago, before I was playing Forsaken, I had actually been playing Pillar Chase 2, and I had been playing Pillar Chase 2 since early 2024, I think, and, like, I think it was December of 2024, you know, Grace was, like, popping off and stuff. My friend called Meowzen, he basically told me, like, I think it was something along the lines of, this game is something like Dead by Daylight, and I think you should check it out. So, I checked it out. It was pretty cool. I got my ass beat as Jason. I got the opportunity to listen to a lot of old Last Man Standing tracks, like Meet Your Making, Eternal Hope, Eternal Flight, I think it was called. I mean, like, Forsaken back then, it's kind of, you just kind of had to be there, and I'm really glad I was there to experience the stuff, you know, I could, because, you know, a lot of that stuff is, you know, stuff I'll never experience again, and, yeah, that Meowzen guy, I think over time he would unfortunately become, like, really toxic, so me and him just stopped being friends, but, you know, I hope he's doing good now, because, you know, a lot of friends I had on past accounts, I don't talk to much anymore. You know, it's kind of nice to look back on times like this. It was like December 25th of 2024, I think, is when I began playing it. But I don't think I actually, like, recorded any footage until, like, early January of 2024. Or, not 2020, 2025 it was. Yeah. I don't know why so many people keep calling me a sweat. I'm really not a sweat. I don't really play Forsaken, like, regularly. I play it, like, every now and then, but, like, Like, the longest you'll see me on the game is, like, I guess, like, 2 to 3 hours. I'm really not a sweat. Honestly, it's between, like, Nole and Slasher, in 1X right now, but I'd probably have to say Nole, because, you know, I think he's good for every situation. Hallucination and Void Rush just, like, heavily carries him. For Slasher, I think he's, like, his running speed is really, like, carrying him alongside Raging Pace. It's really easy to predict where some survivors can go. Like, I have a few clips where, like, someone will try to run past me, like, mid-chase, and then I'll just Gashing Wound them. Or, like, I have this one clip of a 2-time where he tried to juke me, and I used Gashing Wound at the same time, and I ended up killing him. And there was, like, 4 seconds left of the round, and then, like, right after I killed him, there's, like, 30 or 40 seconds left of the round. For 1X, I would say, you just have to, like, kind of predict where people go. I mean, honestly, that's kind of his whole thing, but, like, I have a bunch of clips where I just snipe people with Mass Infection or Entanglement. He's really good for, I guess, AoE damage. But for the question in just specific, I'd probably, like, have to say Nole. Well, if that hypothetically were to happen, then I'd have to hurt myself. Anywho, that is it for all the Forsaken questions, I believe. So, we're gonna move on to Pillar Chase 2 now. Yep. Pillar Chase 2. Take a wild guess. Just take your best shot. Just, you know, take a really, really, really big, fat guess. Just think of, like, every monster, you know, which one do I have the most footage of? Just, you know, just take a guess. Probably the Fogborn, and I'll tell you exactly why. So, I think it was, I'm trying to think. It was either early, no, it couldn't have been early 2020. Somewhere in 2024, there was a bunch of these Minecraft mods that, like, blew up. Like the Cave Dweller, I think it was the Night Dweller, I think. But one of the most, like, prominent ones was one called the Man from the Fog. That's what the Fogborn is based off of, by the way, but the Man from the Fog mod was basically, he kind of looked like an Enderman, but he also wasn't. He looks pretty fucking scary, and his whole gimmick was that he appeared at night, I believe. I think so, at least. And, when you looked at him, he would, like, go into a rage, and, like, you know. And there was this YouTuber I would watch, because he did this whole series on the Man from the Fog, mod, called, like, I think his name's Calvin. I'll have to put it on the screen, but, you know, basically, the mod blew up, and I think that's what got the Fogborn into Pillar Chase 2. And, I've never stopped debating him since. And I still look at Minecraft horror mods till this day, because, you know, they're really interesting in my opinion, and scary. And I feel like that's what makes them stand out a lot more than, like, normal, like, mods, in my opinion. Wait, hold on a second, wait. I just realized there's a question I, skipped over. Wait, pretend we're still in the Forsaken topic section. Okay. Nole, obviously, he's just a generally, like, fun character to play as. I think even if you're going up against, like, an actual, like, sweaty ass team, I think 99% of the time, maybe not 99% of the time, but most of the time I would still win against like a sweaty lobby. Cause Noli is like a AoE damage killer, like there's a lot of times you can like chain Void Rush and you can do like a Nova and M1 combo. What I would recommend doing is when Last Man Standing starts, wait a few seconds and wait until the clock hits 107 or 106, and then use Absorbent, teleport to the furthest generator, and when you're close to the survivor, like a somewhat close distance, use Void Rush, and that's usually how I get like a quarter of their health down, like even before they had the chance to do anything during LMS. That's the only like advice I could give. But yeah. Oh, and don't try doing any fancy text. I assure you, it's 99% of the time it won't work. Alright, and we're done with the what was it? Forsaken and Pillar Chase 2 questions. Yeah, we're done with those. Now all that's left is Eternal Towers of Hell. So let's not waste any more time and let's get into it. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm personally not a Eternal Towers of Hell expert, but I do know quite a bit, and I have beaten 2 intense towers, so I think that kind of makes me an expert. So for number 1, go to your settings, and you should see a tab for your FPS and ping. You should toggle those on, because those are very helpful. It might not seem like it, but they are more helpful than you think. And, I don't know what device you play on. I assume it's probably PC, but if you're playing on mobile, there's a thing, called the D-pad. If you go into your settings and then go into I think there's a movement section, and you could toggle that on. And whenever you're dealing with tight ropes, like the mobile D-pad is really good for that stuff, because I personally go diagonally on all my tight ropes, but just to be perfectly safe, like if there's a perfectly straight tightrope, then you should probably use the D-pad for it, especially if it's like extremely thin, then that's when you would need it the most. There's a section for the towers. What was that voice crack? Oh my fucking god. There's a section for the towers. You could see what difficulty all of them have. I would say do whichever one would be easiest, like, to you. Like, let's say you're on ring 1, right? There's specific numbers for every tower. Let's say you're about to do Tower of Rage, or you're about to do Tower of Screen Punching. Tower of Rage, if it has a higher number than Tower of Screen Punching, then you should probably do Tower of Screen Punching, because the lower the number it is, the more easier it more than likely is. Also because Tower of Screen Punching is just like a really easy first challenging tower, in my opinion. Don't do what I've done and just try to complete every tower in one zone, because you should not do that. You should explore a bunch of the other rings and zones in other areas. I would highly recommend watching like Eternal Towers of Hell guides. Like, the one I watch is CRP's guides, like on Eternal Towers of Hell. Because he makes the most up-to-date content on Eternal Towers of Hell, so I would highly recommend watching him. But you can watch whoever you want. I don't care. That's really all the advice I could give to you at the moment. I don't want to go over Citadel Ploptop's footing again. I'm going to talk about Tower of Impossible Expectations instead. So when I was starting to do practice for Tower of Impossible Expectations, it was a lot harder than I thought, because one specific floor that was such a pain in the ass was probably that one purple floor, because it had you jump on like these really, really small platforms. Like if you missed, you would fall like a few floors down if you missed even one of them. So that was the part of the tower that I struggled the most with. I think another hard part of the tower was also like, I think it's like the second to last floor of the tower, where it's like there's nothing but lava everywhere and you have to jump on these super like small platforms, and if you don't have a healing item, it's gonna take you a long time to beat that part of the tower. Luckily I did have a healing item, which pretty much carried me through a lot of the tower, but other than that, I really didn't have any issues with the tower. It was just mostly the purple floor being a pain in the ass. But yeah, that's really all I can say for Tower of Impossible Expectations. Currently I have beaten 48 towers. The towers I plan to do next are Tower of Triangular Covering, Tower of Atlantic Vexation, and Tower of Rage. And Tower of the 10 Floors Challenge is also one I plan to do. After I beat 2 hard towers, and then I have completed 50 towers, maybe I'll make a video on that, maybe, I guess. Oh, trust me, you do not want to know how much of a pain in my ass it was to beat Citadel of Laptop Splitting. I never ever want to do something like that ever again. Not until like I get extremely cracked out at like obbying and learn like all the tricks and stuff. I'm never doing anything like that ever again. And I think that's all the questions, I think. I hope I didn't miss any, but I'm pretty sure I got all the questions and answered all of them. Anyways, I've been sitting in my room for like, I think the past 4 hours just working on this video. I'm probably gonna go downstairs and make myself some bacon after this, so I will see you guys in the next I'll see you guys in my local Starbucks, and goodbye forever.